Hello. Today, I'm really excited. I'm going to be chatting about the new updates to LinkedIn Analytics. There's been some really good changes recently. So I'm just going to run through what they mean and how you can use them in your marketing on LinkedIn. So I'm Bex from Social Media Executive, and I train businesses how to effectively use social media to market your business and generate new leads. So if you're watching, please do give us a thumbs up, do subscribe or follow my social media pages for lots of tips and advice on social media. So give us a hands up if you're on LinkedIn. Again, do please introduce yourselves, join the chat, ask me any questions. Even after I'm live, I will come back and answer any questions. So today we're going to be talking about LinkedIn. Okay. The analytics have changed. LinkedIn analytics are quite basic compared to, say, Facebook analytics, but they are unique and they give you an awful lot of information that is really, really valuable when you're looking at B2B marketing. Okay. So just to give you a few statistics, actually, which I thought would just help to position LinkedIn in your B2B marketing strategy. So according to Social Pilot, 89% of marketeers now on LinkedIn rely on it for lead generation. So that's 89% of marketeers getting real leads from LinkedIn. And also, basically, 80% of all the leads on social media across marketeers, 80% of B2B leads come from LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is phenomenally powerful for generating new business for your business. And if you're not a B2B business, then I would suggest getting onto LinkedIn and learning how to use it to generate new leads. Oh, hi, Amanda. Thanks for saying hello. So again, and I do have a workshop, LinkedIn workshop, online LinkedIn workshop coming up at the end of June, which I'll share more details on as well if you need more help. So it's phenomenal, is LinkedIn. But what we all need to understand with any sort of marketing is the data, because we can spend hours on LinkedIn doing loads of posts, but ultimately not getting anywhere and not getting any leads. People who do not get leads on LinkedIn but are regularly posting are simply doing it wrong. They've not got a strategy and they're not looking at their analytics. So today I'm just going to run through some of these LinkedIn analytics and I'm going to show you what they are and what they mean, because you should be looking at them on a regular basis. Again, please do give us a thumbs up and introduce yourselves in the chat whilst I just move over and share my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm just going to add this on so that you guys can see this. Right, so this is LinkedIn. Okay, now to get to this plethora of fantastic LinkedIn analytics, you basically need to go onto your Me screen, click View Profile, and as we scroll down, you can have a look and you can see, if we scroll down, these analytics. Okay, now these analytics are private to you. Nobody else can see them, okay? And they all mean slightly different things, okay? So this one here is how many people have actually clicked on and looked at your LinkedIn profile, okay, in the last 90 days. This one here in the middle is how many post impressions. Now, this is the exciting one, because this one used to be such a rudimentary figure. It was the number of post impressions, the number of people who'd seen your post from the last post you did. So I've done a post this morning. That would probably read about 40 because it was the last post I did. But they've changed it and I'm so excited. I'm a bit of a data geek, so excited. So I'm going to be running through that and what it means, because it's much, much better. And then this one is how many times LinkedIn has put your profile in the searches when people have done a search on LinkedIn in the last 7 days. Okay, so that's how many times you appear in the search results. Okay, so this data is fantastic for checking that you're targeting the right audience, and I'm going to show you what it means, to make sure that you're getting engaging posts, to make sure you're getting a high reach and you're reaching the right people. And there's some really good statistics. Now, I'm just going to show you these on the free version of LinkedIn. You can get a whole load more data on the paid version, but today I'm just looking at the free version of LinkedIn because that's what most of us are on. And again, if you've got any questions, do post them in the chat and give us a thumbs up. And so I'm going to start with these two, and then at the end I'm going to tell you how this has changed because it's so exciting. So the first thing then, the first analytic we've got is profile views. Now we can click through and have a look at this. Now this is really, really interesting. Now, when you're on the free version of LinkedIn, you can see the last 5 people, okay, that have clicked onto your profile. I've gone into the private mode, so you can't see that, obviously for data protection. You can't see who's clicked on my profile, but you will be able to see their profile picture and their names. Okay, so that will tell you if potential customers are looking at your profile. Are these the right type of people who are viewing your profile? So that's really important to see who's looking at your profile, because if you know who's looking at your profile, maybe you could drop them a message, say, oh hi, introduce yourself, or maybe it's a past client, maybe it's good worth touching back on base with them. Okay, this also will then tell you where people have worked and how many people found you actually directly through the LinkedIn searches and clicked through and looked at your profile. So that's really, really important. So I know I'm getting found in the LinkedIn searches, which is great because I've optimized my profile to rank high in the searches. Again, one of the things I cover in the training and I teach people to do, how to rank high in LinkedIn so people can find you. Okay, so again, you can click through onto each of these and it will give you a little bit more data. Not a huge amount, but again, have a look at that. Again, I'm in the private mode, so we can't see much of that. A lot of this is blocked out because you can't get much data on the free version with these. But again, it's going to give you a good idea. Okay, so if we click back and look at my profile, the next one then that we're going to look at is search appearances. Okay, how many people have found us in the search appearances? And again, we can click through and look at this. Okay, so here in the search appearances, these were the keywords I was found for. Really, really important. Okay, so social media consultant, social media manager, that's what I do. I'm a social media consultant. If there are keywords there that you're popping up for that are not related to what you do now, then you're being found for the wrong keywords and your profile is not optimized in the right way. So again, do check this because you want to make sure you're found for what you're doing. Okay, you want to make sure your ideal clients are clicking through and finding you for the services you provide. Okay, so do check that on a regular basis. This will tell us what companies you're working, where they come, what companies your searchers work at. So it will tell you what people in what companies are looking at your profile. Finding you in the coming up in the searches, sorry. And these are the job titles of your searches. Again, absolutely key. Because think about it. What are the job titles of your ideal clients? Who is the decision maker that makes that decision to buy from you? What is their job title? Because these are the job titles that you should be seeing in your LinkedIn searches. You want to be put in front in the LinkedIn searches of people who match that job title. Okay, these are your potential clients. So for me, that's perfect. I work with a lot of marketing companies. I work with an awful lot of sales companies and sales teams on teaching them how to generate sales through LinkedIn. Business strategists, founders, and executive directors. These are the decision makers and the most type of people that I work with my social media training. So for me, that's perfect. If you find the job titles for your searchers are maybe your competitors or they're just totally not who you sell to, then you're doing something wrong on LinkedIn and you need to change your strategy. And again, I run through all this sort of strategy in my LinkedIn workshop. So again, if you don't know where to start, don't worry, I can help you with that. And again, I'll share a link to that workshop. So that's that. And again, if you've got any questions, do give me a shout. So that's some really good data on where you turn up in the searches. So let's jump back and let's look at the final one, the exciting one, the one that's just changed, that one that I'm really impressed about. So this one is how many post impressions we've had now in the last 7 days. So how many times have my posts, whether I've done 5, 10 or 1 in the last 7 days, how many people has those posts gone into the newsfeed? So in the last 7 days, I've reached 2,300. Okay. And we can click through and look at that. And look at this. We have got fantastic graphs. Who else gets excited about graphs? I love graphs. I love data. So this is going to tell me in the last 7 days, okay, my impressions are down by 27%. I have been a bit busy. I've not been posting quite as much. You might look at my newsfeed. I've been sharing a lot of content rather than creating it in my posts. And my engagements have gone down a lot as well, which I would expect. So again, just brilliant. You can click through. Top demographics, again, it's telling me, am I reaching the right people? Which is good, I am. Okay, but we can also click and look at engagements. Where are my posts getting on the engagements? Now it gets really, really interesting. I've not been very active in the last 7 days. So it gets really interesting. You can click through and look and show the results for the last 28 days. Which is really interesting because you can go, oh, look, that one had had a lot of impressions then. So this is really, really good because what you can do is you can actually go back and you can go, oh, right. And again, I've looked at these. Oh, right. Well, I scrolled through my newsfeed and this was the post that created that spike. And again, this has had 1,871. It's not quite as, where's my graph gone? It's not quite accurate because some impressions from that post will happen on days that follow it. Okay, so it's not going to be spot on for each post because some of those impressions for that post will happen over a number of days. Okay, so again, this tells me, oh, right, well, that's a text-only post. So obviously text-only posts are doing quite well. This was about some breaking news as well. I was talking about current affairs, which LinkedIn loves. So again, that post did quite well. Now, I love looking back. You can look back on the last 90 days. And again, you can look at these spikes. Okay, and again, if you look at these spikes, you can click through and look at engagements. And as you'll notice, it's similar. Impressions and engagements are similar. So basically, the more engagements you get, the more impressions it tend to increase. And again, you can look back for the whole year. I love this. I love this because you can see when I had a big spike in February, when I was reaching a lot of people. And I can then go back and go, right, well, what were those posts? And again, these posts are where I'm celebrating some successes. Again, this is where I was a finalist in the FSB Awards this year. And again, you know, this reached a lot of people saying, oh, well done. Very informal picture, just a snapshot, terrible picture, but it stopped people scrolling. So I know that sort of post worked. Again, this post did quite well. Again, just a snapshot talking about the work we were doing in TEDx. Again, it reached 1,800 people. So again, you can look through and go through your newsfeed and go, oh, right, so which of my posts are actually doing well, are actually reaching the right people and are actually getting that engagement. Okay. So if we click through, again, it's that engagement. The more engagement I'm getting on my posts, the more impressions, the more people I'm reaching. So these are really, really exciting analytics, but it doesn't stop there. Okay. So we know that this post did really well in February. So basically, we can then click through and have a look in more detail at these individual posts and the analytics that we get on these. So finally, before we finish, I'll just show you how we can do that. Let's go on to this one. This one got a lot of data. So if we click onto these posts, you can see you've got a little graph here, and you can actually click through onto this graph, and it's going to tell you who has been engaging with that individual post. Again, what type of businesses? Are these businesses your target market? Is this these businesses who you want to do business with? Because if they're not, then your strategy on LinkedIn is not right. This will tell you how many people have viewed your post, but also what job title they have. Are you hitting the right job titles? In which case, I am. I'm hitting the decision makers. I'm hitting the salespeople. These are the people I want to be reaching. And then finally, it's going to tell you where they're from. Are they in your target area? Okay, where are they? Are they in your target area? Again, you can click and show more. So again, I do most of my work in the Northwest, in and around Cheshire. So perfect it is. I have quite a few clients down in London as well. So I'm reaching the right people. And then when we click one share, you can see as well if anyone shared your post. So really, really important is this data, because we can click back through, click back onto this post. It's going to tell you if you're reaching the right people. And the most important thing on LinkedIn is to make sure that you are reaching the right people on your posts. Okay, if you are not, then you're wasting your time on LinkedIn. Okay, and if you are finding when you look in these analytics that they're just not right, they're just not linking to your target market, to who you want to do business with, then something's going wrong with your profile. You've not optimized it in the right way. The content you're putting out is not to the right people. So there's just a summary. Again, I've just shared, if you're finding that this isn't working for you and you're not generating leads, then please do come along to my next workshop. We do it online, an hour a day over 4 days online, limited to 10 people. And I'm going to show you exactly how to make sure these analytics are working for you, to make sure that you are generating all these leads back into your business from LinkedIn, to make sure you are not wasting your time on LinkedIn. Because don't forget, if you're using social media, according to all the marketeers from Social Pilot, 80% of your leads for B2B companies should be coming from LinkedIn. And if you're not getting any business leads, then do give me a shout. So thanks for listening, everyone. Again, I'm not live next week, but please do give this video a thumbs up and do make sure you're following me for new videos with tips and advice on social media every week. So I will be back live in 2 weeks, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Any questions, just pop them in the comments below and I'll come back to them. Thanks a lot, everybody, and have a great week. Bye.